Hey guys, so it has been 4 days of me actually rigorously testing out Lume, and let me tell you, I have a lot to say. So let's get started. Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we are talking about something a little bit funky. We're going to be talking about pits, armpits, and finding a more natural deodorant to use. It's actually going to be effective and keep the stink at bay, keep you mostly dry. So I've been seeing the ad for the Lume or the Lume deodorant all over the place for the last couple of weeks. I decided to purchase it and I decided to put it to the ultimate test. I've tried quite a few more natural aluminum-free deodorants. The most recent natural deodorant that I have tried is this one by Dove, the Dove 0% aluminum deodorant. It says that it's 24-hour odor protection. When you first smell it, smells amazing, smells great. You put it on literally an hour later, if you even move around a little bit, and I'm a mom of 3 kids, so of course I'm moving around, stinky pits, okay? So this guy is a no-go. So 2 weeks ago, I went and I got the Dove Clinical Protection Deodorant. Also, first glance, smells great. You put it on, I mean, it works as far as the smell, I will give it that. The only thing is it has 20% aluminum zirconium tetrachlorohydrex. I know that it clogs up the sweat glands. It's really not great for you. So I really wanted to try something that was the alternative. When I saw the Lume and it promised 72-hour odor protection, I went online, I read the reviews, it had great reviews, so I decided to really go ahead and just put it to the test. So on their website, they recommended that you go through like a detox period because you have that aluminum that's been building up in your underarms, and so in order for this to be effective, the underarm area has to be detoxed. So what I did when I was in the shower, I actually took a charcoal scrub and then my charcoal toothpaste, and I actually rubbed it under my underarm area to go ahead to make sure that everything was kind of like pulled out of the pores. For a full week, I'm going to, on my left underarm area, I'm going to be using the Dove Clinical Protection, and on my right underarm area, I'm going to be using the Lume deodorant. I wanted to give you guys a first glance of what it is, what it looks like. To my surprise, I was expecting to get something that was more powdery, like a traditional deodorant. It is actually not. It's definitely more of a cream. It is like a full-on cream that is dispersed. Twist this to disperse it out, and then you're supposed to rub it under your arms. I would probably recommend keeping this in a cool place because, again, this is more of a cream, it's not a powder. It tends to like shift around in the packaging. So once you push it up, looks like this. Glides on more like a lotion. And it goes on nicely. I do like that it's not sticky, it's not disgusting, it's not greasy feeling. It literally is just like a very thick lotion, and it goes on beautifully onto the skin. Whereas, you know, the traditional formula, you put it on and it's more like a toothpastey, powdery type of consistency. Although this one also takes longer to absorb into the skin. So you can kind of, here's the difference. This is Dove, this is the Lume. So already you can see how much better this absorbed into my skin versus this. This is definitely a lot more greasy. Now very quickly, just for price comparison, this was $13 for a 2.2 ounce stick. I paid $9.99 or $10.99, I can't remember, for a 1.7 ounce. As far as price goes, they're very comparable. And the smell is extremely subtle. I was definitely worried about the smell because I don't like very strong smells, even if it's like an essential oil smell. If it's super strong, it really turns me off. But the Dove scent is extremely strong for my taste. So the other thing to keep in mind is that Lume claims to be a deodorant stick for the pits and for the bits. For the purposes of this video, I will only be putting in my input about the pits because I figured if it works for the pits, it'll work for the bits. Okay. If you're weirded out, I'm sorry, but listen, this is lady talk over here, okay? My left, I'll do the Lume. My right, I will do the Dove. And I will be checking in with you guys Also, I just wanted to mention that I am not sponsored by Lume. I found them online. The first time that I heard of them was actually watching a YouTube ad, and then I went online and did my own research before I decided to order this deodorant. The reason I ordered is because I genuinely am interested in finding a deodorant that works, that is natural, but also is able to compete with the other aluminum deodorants that are out on the market.
Several days later.
Hey guys, so it has been 4 days of me actually rigorously testing out Lume, and let me tell you, I have a lot to say. So let's get started. So on Monday night when I shot the video of my first impressions of Lume, I went ahead and I applied Lume to my left underarm area, and then I applied the Dove prescription strength to my right underarm area, and then I went to sleep. On Tuesday morning about 10 or 10:30 or so, I actually took a shower, and I went ahead and I showered as normal, but I didn't reapply either of the deodorants that morning, and I went ahead with my day. As I was moving around, I noticed around Tuesday evening, Tuesday night, things got a little bit funky on both sides. Both sides were equally musty at that point. I went ahead and I just reapplied. I think around like 7 p.m. I reapplied both the Lume and then I reapplied the Dove as well. I will also mention that there were times when I would sweat a little bit more from the Lume side, but then that feeling would go away within minutes. And then I would also notice that I would also sweat with the Dove side occasionally as well, depending on what I was doing, how much I was moving, if I was outside or not. Wednesday morning I woke up and again I reapplied the Lume side and I reapplied the Dove side because I didn't want to walk around stinking. And as the day went on, I noticed that Lume side was actually getting less and less musty as the time would go on, whereas I noticed the Dove side halfway through the day. Had it been like a normal day and I wasn't testing the deodorant, I probably would have reapplied my Dove side, but my Lume side was actually staying pretty great. So then Wednesday night I went ahead and I took a shower, and the main thing that I noticed when I was taking a shower is that the Lume side, whenever I washed it, it washed off like regular soap or regular body wash. It was extremely smooth. It didn't leave any kind of waxy residue. And then the Dove side, I'm not sure if you can relate what I'm talking about, but usually if you use like a stronger prescription strength deodorant, it leaves like a waxy residue. And many times, you know, that if you shave and you don't wash off that waxy residue good enough, you'll actually like end up getting that gunk stuck on the razors. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about, that like nasty layer of stuff that you have to like scrub off, almost like a body scrub. The Lume side did not have that problem. It went off like a dream. It just like slid off. After I got out of the shower, again, I didn't reapply either of the deodorants just to see how long I could last without having any kind of smell. Now, Thursday morning, I woke up, I was moving around, I was getting my kids ready for school, I was running errands, I was cooking, I was cleaning, and then I decided to do a quick comparison and I tested out my Lume side. Again, remember, I haven't reapplied any deodorant yet. The Lume side, still fresh as when I came out of the shower. The Dove side, to my surprise, is musty. Like, it's not pretty, okay? So I was extremely surprised. And I noticed is that the longer that you use it, your body adapts to Lume more. Now it is, what time? It's in the afternoon right now. So I have been, again, since last night, haven't applied anything. The last time that I applied deodorant was Wednesday morning. Right now it is Thursday afternoon. I am just going to do a quick snifferoo test, okay? So again, Lume side, let's go ahead, just do a good old swap right there. Nothing, like it doesn't smell fragrant, it doesn't smell bad, just nothing. All right, now we gotta do the Dove side. I don't really want to. All right, here we go. Well, we'll fix that after the video. Okay. So there you have it. I think the secret to this deodorant, and the website actually mentions it, is that your body needs time to adjust. Of course, I wanted to know what it is that was different about this deodorant that makes it work. And here's the thing. The second ingredient in this deodorant is Mandelic Acid. Now, the name is very familiar to me because I have used Mandelic Acid in the past to help with acne. So what is Mandelic Acid? Mandelic Acid is an antibacterial, which makes a lot of sense because what makes your body smell? bacteria. So what happens is mandelic acid goes into your pores and it absorbs the bacteria. I don't know how it all works scientifically, but it makes sense. Mandelic acid is an antibacteria. Bacteria makes you stink. Mandelic acid combats the bacteria. Works great for me. I will mention that the scent that I have is a very light lavender scent. You can smell it initially when you are putting it on, and it lasts for, I want to say, about an hour. Afterwards, it absorbs or evaporates, I'm not sure, but the smell is gone and you're just left with like a clean smell. There really isn't anything. So if you're someone who is bothered by smell, this is a very light and airy and very natural smelling deodorant, but it's not off-putting, but then it also dissipates within like the hour. If you wanted to go, you can also go completely unscented. They sell those as well. If you put too much, it could become a little goopy and take a while to dry. So I've learned that the tiniest amount goes a long way, which is exactly what it says on the package. But I did want to see what would happen if I wore a black shirt or a black dress. Would this stuff stain it? Would it like leave marks? Like what would happen? I found one of my old black shirts. Don't judge. It's a shirt I use for painting. I know it's grubby. It's going in the trash right afterwards. But what I did was on one side, I took the Lume deodorant and I smeared it like heavily onto one of the armpit areas. And then on the other side, I took the Dove prescription strength aluminum deodorant and I smeared about the same amount on the other side of the shirt and I let it dry. And just for good measure, I also used the Dove 0% aluminum deodorant that I had just to have an overall comparison. Then I let all of that completely dry to see how it would dry. As you can see, the Dove side dries very white, very flaky, very waxy. The Lume side, you can still see that there is a residue, but it does dry a lot more clear and transparent. So then I went ahead and I tossed it into the wash to see how well it would wash off the residue. I am happy to say that both sides came out just as clean as the other, so there wasn't a problem there. Here are my final thoughts on this Lume deodorant. I think that finally there is a deodorant on the market that actually works. I think it deals wonderfully with the problem of actually combating the bacteria that makes you stink. I think you need to give this at least 3 to 4 days before you can really evaluate how it's working for your body and your skin. With that being said, I think Lume is really onto something here. I think the smell is very fragrant but light at the same time. I think the mandelic acid is really the key ingredient here to really combat the smell. And I think the price is fantastic. Their website does say that with continued use, you can actually use this less often. I'm not willing to try out the 72-hour claim at this point. I don't have a problem showering every day and reapplying once a day. That really is not an issue for me. As long as this actually works for the full day, I am a happy camper. Also, the fact that a very little amount goes a long way, I think this bottle will last you for quite some time. Therefore, it definitely justifies the price of $13.99. I'm going to switch it out for both armpits. I'm going to get rid of the Dove and I'm going to see how this works for the next month or so for me. Curious to see if my body will maybe get used to the mandelic acid and stop working after some time. So I'm really curious to see what that is. I'll keep you guys posted. I'll continue using it and I'll let you guys know what the results are. In conclusion, I am extremely impressed with this deodorant. I wasn't expecting to get the results that I did, and I'm super excited to continue to use it. Again, this video is not sponsored. I bought this myself. I saw a commercial. I was intrigued because I have been looking for a natural deodorant for quite some time now. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that bell, and like this video. I will be making updates on this deodorant in the future, so you want to make sure that you are subscribed so you can get that update. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.